Well, good morning and welcome back to Balfour Farm. If you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, ring the little bell, and you will get notified every time we post a video. This morning we have something a little bit different. We're getting the cows up here, ready to get them in for milking, and I'll show you what we're up to. So what we're looking at doing here is I want to change up, make some changes to our feed and what we're feeding. Our milk production has not been the best. At least we're not sure. It seems like it's not the best. There's several reasons that our milk production is down, and here is one of them actually. What are you doing there, huh? So Tara is nursing still, which she's definitely old enough. She's just about old enough to wean. Maybe not, actually. No, she's still got a while. February 1st, so she is 6 weeks old right now. So she is definitely robbing a lot of milk. Carrie, her mom right there, comes in and, yeah, you can clearly see the calf is getting a lot of milk. So she likes that hay, though. All right, so what I need to do is we take a weight on the bulk tank every day. So we know how many pounds of milk go into the bulk tank. We know how many cows we milk. So it's simple math, divide it out, and you can figure out what your milk production per cow is, what the average is. The trouble is, like Carrie there is a fresh cow. She has a calf on her. Not sure how much the calf is actually taking. We do have some dry cows. Actually, we have one, Claire, is due to dry off. We stopped milking. She's very pregnant, 7 months pregnant, and she's due to dry off. So their milk production, when they first have a calf, goes up, up, up for a while until it hits about 100 days, kind of levels off, and then after they get bred back and they're pregnant again, about 200 days or so, their milk production starts going back down. And so when they're ready to dry off would be their lowest point of milk production. So we have one cow that's due to dry off this week, actually, and we have one more cow, Foolish, is due to dry off in 3 weeks. So those are two cows that aren't putting a lot of milk into the tank. So it kind of skews our numbers. So we really don't have a clear idea of exactly how many pounds of milk per cow we're getting. We have the average, but some cows might be doing 50 pounds and other cows might be doing 10. So we're going to figure out this morning. I have some milk meters, which I don't use every day. We're going to pull them out and test some of the cows and see where our milk production is on each cow. All right, so this is how we get accurate weights of what the milk each cow is milking. So it has a scale on here, and it takes a sample of the milk. So you plug the hose in, and then it plugs into the pipeline. So while the milker is on, it runs through the meter, and it's marked in pounds and kilograms. So yeah, anyway, this will take a sample of the milk, or it'll take the weight, records the weight of how much each cow is giving. And then you can also, what we normally do is, today I only care about the weights, but you can also take a sample of the milk and we put it in these little tubes and then we send them off, or Heather can actually do it. We have a machine that'll test the butter fat, the proteins, the solids in the milk, and the cell count. But we'll show you that some other time. But today all I care about is getting weights recorded. What are you doing up there? Huh? What are you doing up there? Come on, Beverly. Good girl. Good girl. Let's go. Come on, Bev. Step up. Step up, girl. Come on. Step up. All right, well, this is how it looks when it's all set up, the milk meter. You hook your milk unit into the bottom of it, and then the milk will go through the meter and then out into the pipeline. So we're gonna get Carrie on here real quick, and before the calf gets to her. The calf was just out here wandering around somewhere. So everybody loves to see the calves nursing on the mother cows. But there's a drawback to it. Carrie here, well, I'll show you. Her teats are all cut up from the calf. They have teeth, and they chew pretty hard on the cow, and she is cut right up. So what I do is I put this, it's a kicker, and you put it on, it's a clamp, and it just keeps the cow from kicking you. And yeah, we'll wash her up, and then I'll show you what her udder looks like here. So she's actually doing much better now, but I don't know if you can see it, but there was, yeah, she had a bunch of cuts on her back teats. So we've been putting lotion on there to try and heal the teats up. It's beeswax with some other stuff in it. But anyway, she kicked like a mule for a while because it's sore. She didn't want us touching it, and then she doesn't want the calf touching it. So she actually kicks her own calf too. But anyway, we're gonna get her on and see how her milk tests here. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? All right, Carrie just finished up here, and she has, light's terrible there, 24 pounds. So given the fact that the calf had already had breakfast this morning, that back, her back left quarter was just about empty. So, all right, so what I'm gonna do is I just keep track of it on the board. So, oops, I try to, dry erase, it's not dry erasing. Get a different marker. All right, so Carrie had 24 pounds. We'll record all the weights here on the board, on the dry erase board. Carrie's milk production going into the calf. Hey, I just milked her. All right, well, this is far from ideal, just using 2 meters, but the meters are expensive, so we only have 2. In a perfect world, we would have 6 of them, 1 for each milking unit, and bring them all out, but they cost money, so we don't have them. I think they're at least $300 a piece. So we have 2 now. If I added even 1 more, it'd probably be helpful. That way I could milk one side of the barn and then switch them over, but it'll just take a little bit longer today. So Eloise here is at 34 pounds, and she's nowhere near done yet. She has got quite a ways to go. Ruby is at just over 30 right now. She's not done yet either. All right, well, Eloise just got finished up here, and she is at, you can see it or not. Just over 45 pounds, maybe 46 pounds, so that is quite respectable. All right, well, there we go. That's the last cow, so yeah, just drain this out. Now just to wash things up. All right, well, it has been several hours since we finished milking, and I thought I would take a break and talk about why I wanted to get all the milk weights recorded today. We're milking 10 cows right now, and I only actually got 8 of them tested because 2 of them, well, I just had to get it done. So tomorrow I'll go back, pull the meter back out, and test those last 2 cows. So the reason I really wanted to get the cows tested and find out what their actual milk production was I plan on changing up the feed a little bit. So I have a couple ideas of things that I could do that might improve the quality of the feed. This year, I've mentioned it before, it was a terrible year for hay. There was plenty of quantity. It was a wet summer. We got our hay put in late. The quality was just, it was really poor. So I've got a couple ideas on how to offset the fact that it was so poor. And I plan on making some small changes to how we're feeding them. That said, I would really like to know what their production is before I change. So if I change it, I'd like to know if the milk production goes up or down or it stays the same. It's going to be more work and more cost to it. So I don't want to, I want to make sure that what I'm doing is actually paying off. So before I get into what our actual milk production was and the pounds of milk, and I'm going to tell you exactly what the cows made, who made what, and I thought I would take a minute to talk about the fact that most dairy farmers would prefer to tell you how much money is in their bank account than how much milk their actual cows make. It's just something that most dairy farmers don't like to talk about, but I don't know, they just don't like to tell you how many pounds their cows are making. It's a pride thing maybe, I don't know, but yeah, we don't have to worry about that. Our cows are pretty low production, so we only milk once a day, and so whatever you see for milk production is going to be what we get for the day. A lot of dairy farms milk twice a day, which would be, so if you were to look at our milk weights that I'm about to show you, and were to milk twice a day, you would think it would be twice. So if a cow gave 50 pounds, you would think I would be getting 100 pounds of milk a day, and that is certainly not the case. We only milk once a day, so if you see 50 pounds, that's what that cow gave for the entire day. All right, so the average milk production for cows right now in the U.S., I think, is like 25 to 28,000 pounds per cow, which is considerably higher than our cows. Our cows are a dual-purpose breed, which they have better components. So traditionally, a Holstein cow would put out a lot of milk. It's normally low butter fat, low protein, doesn't make for a great cheese yield. Our goal is to make cheese with our milk. So our cows produce less milk, a lot less milk, like half as much, and but the butter fat and the protein are far higher than a traditional Holstein cow would be, and our cows are much fatter than a Holstein. So you can kind of look at a Holstein cow as like a race car versus ours are more like a pickup truck. But they get the job done. Anyway, our cows, we only milk once a day also. In a traditional dairy farm, a conventional dairy farm in the U.S. right now milks at least twice a day, some of them 3 times a day. All right, so our milk weights from today, I thought I showed you earlier. We recorded them here on the whiteboard. And our best cow for the day was Eloise. She made 45 pounds of milk, which was really nice. And that's 45 pounds for the day. So, and then our lowest production cow was Penny here. She's a first calf heifer, which means it's her first lactation. And she's had a calf, I can't remember when she freshened, but yeah, it's not great. We would prefer to see that number quite a bit higher, but we'll give her another chance. Maybe the second lactation, a lot of times their production will go up, which we hope for. Then we have Foolish here, which is was down at 22 pounds, but she's very pregnant at the moment, and she's due to dry off April 1st, which is just in a couple weeks. So we would expect that her production would be lower. We actually hope that her production's lower. High producing cows, when it comes time to dry off, can sometimes lead to problems. So if they're pumping out a ton of milk and are 7 months pregnant, ready to dry off, that can be a problem. So we would prefer to see their production drop off when it's time for them to dry off. It's much easier on the cow and it's much easier on the farmer. But overall, what we had today was, I wrote it down here, there was 238 pounds was our production for the day. I didn't, like I said earlier, I didn't actually test two of the cows, Oreo and Claire. Claire is just about to dry off within a couple days. So her production is probably fairly low. Oreo's was probably good, but it just so happened it was easier to skip those two cows. We milked them, but I skipped them with a meter. Anyway, of the 8 cows that we did test, we had 238 pounds, which was a 29.75, 29.75 pound average per cow. Like I had mentioned before, our average for last year was 10,800 pounds, which over the year was a 36 pound average. So we like to keep at 30 pounds, 30 and above is our goal for the year. Right now we're just slightly below that, but it's not terrible. All right, well, I need to get the cows in. It's been muddy out today, and it's time for them to come in the barn. And I'm just about done for the day. Come on! Come on! Good girl. Good girl. Come on. Good girl. Come on. No, don't stop and eat there. Keep going. Come on, into the barn. Let's go. Come on, girl. Let's go. Good girl. Ugh. No, no, no. Keep going. Come on, keep going. Let's go. Into the barn. Go on. Good girl. Come on, Penny. All right, well, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more of what we're doing here on the farm, and we will see you next time.